Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Kodie Brown arrested in court. Janelle exposes his secrets and judge slams the verdict has become the headline that fans never thought they would actually read, but the Sister Wives universe just turned completely upside down in a way that feels more like the climax of a courtroom drama than a TLC reality series, because what started as whispers of financial deception, questionable land dealings, and explosive family disputes inside the Brown family finally boiled over into a legal showdown that has left the public stunned. The wives vindicated, and Kodie himself looking more like a fallen patriarch than a respected family leader, as the courtroom filled with tension, shock, and even gasps when the gavel came down on what may be the most jaw-dropping chapter in Sister Wives history. For years, Kodie Brown has managed to keep up the appearance of being a man stretched thin between multiple marriages, endless children, and an ambitious dream of building homes across the Coyote Pass land in Flagstaff. But now, according to courtroom revelations, that dream was built on a foundation of manipulation, questionable financial choices, and secrets so deep that even his most loyal followers are questioning whether the family's patriarch was hiding an entirely different life behind the cameras. The court proceedings began like any other civil hearing, with Kodie walking in with that swaggering confidence fans have come to know, his curls bouncing, his posture upright as if ready to prove everyone wrong. But it didn't take long for the cracks in his demeanor to show, especially once Janelle Brown, his once quiet, pragmatic second wife, took the stand and unleashed a storm of truth bombs that no one, not even Robin, could have prepared for. Janelle, who left the marriage claiming she had nothing, finally got the chance to tell the world why she left with nothing, and the courtroom was stunned as she revealed detailed accounts of financial deceit, hidden bank withdrawals, and alleged funneling of family funds into Robin's expenses while the other wives were told to tighten their belts and sacrifice for the family's future. According to sources inside the hearing, Janelle presented receipts, bank statements, and even testimony from financial experts who alleged that Kodie had redirected money from the wives' joint ventures and TLC income into accounts controlled only by him and Robin, leaving Mary, Christine, and Janelle in the dust when it came to building the so-called family empire. The audience in the courtroom, composed of journalists, fans, and even a few extended family members, was left speechless when Janelle's voice, calm but fiery, cut through the courtroom air with statements like, "I gave my entire adult life to this family, I built businesses for this man, and yet when I walked away, I left with nothing. Not because there was nothing to take, but because Kodie and Robin made sure nothing was left for me." At that moment, even the judge reportedly raised an eyebrow, scribbling notes furiously as the testimonies piled higher and higher. And then came the twist that turned the civil case into an outright scandal. The judge, visibly irritated with Kodie's evasive answers, his tendency to grandstand about spiritual leadership rather than directly answer financial questions, finally slammed down the gavel and accused him of contempt for refusing to comply with evidence requests. Courtroom attendees described the scene as chaotic. Kodie's face turned red, his body language shifted from defensive to desperate, and when bailiffs approached to remove him from the courtroom for his outburst, fans described the moment as surreal, watching the once powerful patriarch escorted away in handcuffs as murmurs rippled across the gallery. The word "arrested" attached to Kodie Brown's name now has social media on fire, with hashtags like #KodieArrested, #JusticeForJanelle, and #SisterWivesScandal trending within hours of the verdict being read. Meanwhile, Robin reportedly broke into tears during the proceedings, insisting that she and Kodie did nothing wrong, but her visible panic when the financial records were read into court transcripts suggested otherwise, at least in the eyes of those watching. The judge's final words before the verdict slammed down were described as brutal, with direct condemnation of Kodie's behavior. "This court will not tolerate manipulation, concealment of funds, or contempt for the truth. Mr. Brown, your actions have caused demonstrable harm, and you will face the consequences." Those words echoed through the chamber, and though cameras weren't allowed inside, Sketch artists and journalists painted the picture of a man unraveling in real time while his estranged wife stood tall in triumph. Outside the courthouse, Janelle addressed reporters with a quiet but powerful statement. This was never about revenge. This was about truth. We gave him years of our lives, and the truth deserved to come out. Fans have since flooded her social media with messages of support, praising her bravery and resilience while criticizing Kodie for his arrogance and refusal to own up to his mistakes. Meanwhile, TLC has remained silent on whether the arrest will affect the future of Sister Wives, though insiders claim executives are secretly panicked about how to handle a storyline that has suddenly gone from messy divorce drama to full-blown courtroom scandal, with the patriarch in handcuffs and fans demanding answers. Critics argue that this moment is the culmination of everything viewers have seen over the past decade. Kodie's favoritism of Robin, his dismissive treatment of the other wives, his obsession with money and power, and his complete lack of accountability. Now, with Janelle leading the charge and exposing him and Christine already happily remarried, the public consensus is that Kodie's empire is crumbling before our very eyes, and the man who once prided himself on keeping his family united under one roof is now left divided, disgraced, and detained. Could this be the end of Sister Wives? Could TLC actually spin this into another explosive season? Or has the judge's verdict permanently shattered the image of Kodie Brown as the head of the family? One thing is clear. This scandal is far from over, because with legal experts hinting that more charges could be filed if financial fraud is proven, and with Janelle promising she's just getting started, when it comes to uncovering the truth, fans are buckling in for what could be the most shocking, dramatic, and unforgettable chapter in the history of reality TV drama. The tension in the courtroom seemed to hum through the air as the gavel struck the bench, marking the beginning of a legal battle that would shock Sister Wives viewers everywhere. The Brown family had been a mainstay of reality TV for years, with their polygamous way of life shown to millions of viewers, highlighting their victories, setbacks, and the intricate relationships of their several marriages. The drama, however, spilled from the TLC editing rooms into a real courtroom on this particular day, where Kodie Brown, the father of the Brown family, was confronted with charges that threatened to destroy his meticulously manicured persona. With proof that she said revealed Kodie's secrets involving hidden money, years of treachery, and a web of deceit that had irreparably shattered their family, Janelle Brown, one of Kodie's 4 wives, was at the vanguard of this court battle. A property dispute that started out as a family argument had turned into something much more combustible, leading to Kodie's arrest and a judge's decision that would permanently alter the Brown family's path. This courtroom drama has its origins in Coyote Pass, a 14-acre plot of land in Flagstaff, Arizona, that was acquired by the Brown family in 2018 with ambitious intentions to construct separate homes for each of Kodie's wives, Robin, Christine, Janelle, and Mary. The land served as a physical reminder of their dedication to their multiple family structure and a symbol of their unity. But as the years went by, the Coyote Pass ideal remained unfulfilled, the land remained undeveloped, and the family's ties deteriorated. As the first to go, Christine effectively severed her financial links to the family by selling her share of the property to Kodie and Robin for just $10. However, Janelle and Mary continued to be involved in the ownership of the land, and their dissatisfaction with Kodie's handling of the matter intensified. Janelle, who is renowned for her practical and cool-headed approach, had begun to question Kodie's motives. Although she had expressed her wish to sell Coyote Pass and share the assets equitably, Kodie's answers were vague. He sidestepped her questions, telling her to talk to Mary, who was also unaware of the situation. An email from Kodie and Robin suggesting that they were talking to the right people regarding the property marked a turning point for Janelle. Janelle was alarmed by the ambiguous wording and knew something was wrong. "We thought, who are the right people?" Mary and I said. "To whom are you speaking?" Later, at a Sister Wives confessional, Janelle recalled. She decided to take immediate action after that moment of mistrust, hiring a lawyer to protect her rights and enforce a just distribution of the assets. The ensuing legal struggle was a reckoning of years' worth of financial and emotional grievances, not just property lines or financial stakes. In a family system where she had frequently taken on the role of the dependable, encouraging wife, Janelle's decision to become a lawyer was a daring one that demonstrated her resistance to be marginalized. Kodie was accused by her lawyer of mismanaging the family's assets, especially with regard to Coyote Pass. According to court filings, Kodie was accused of using parts of the property, which Janelle and Mary thought were theirs, as security for a private loan. The disclosure was startling. Testimony revealed that the loan was utilized to finance a luxurious resort in Sedona, purportedly a vacation for Kodie and Robin, rather than for family necessities. This shocking revelation portrayed Kodie as a guy who had put his connection with Robin, his fourth and officially recognized wife, ahead of his obligations to his other wives and their joint family plan. When Janelle took the stand during the court hearings, her poise stood in sharp contrast to the emotional impact of her statement. She produced a pile of documents, including emails, property agreements, and financial records, which she said revealed Kodie's efforts to discredit her and Mary in the Coyote Pass transaction. Janelle told the court, "I've spent years digging for the truth," in a steady voice that was tinged with the weariness of someone who has been bearing the weight of a broken family for too long. Her proof, which included fabricated paperwork that seemed to change the ownership structure of Coyote Pass, communications indicating that Kodie and Robin had been plotting to exclude Janelle and Mary from the property's revenues, and receipts demonstrating secret financial activities, was devastating. As Janelle revealed the full scope of Kodie's alleged betrayal, the courtroom was alive with rumors, each one striking like a blow to his meticulously crafted facade. The testimony of Mary Brown, who had also joined the lawsuit, was tinged with the anguish of years spent fighting for Kodie's favor and attention. Mary's story was one of trust being betrayed and loyalty being put to the test. She described how Kodie had rejected her claim to an equal portion of Coyote Pass, stating that because she only had one child, she wasn't entitled to the same amount as the other spouses. Mary was left reeling by this blatantly harsh statement, and her choice to support Janelle in court marked a sea change in her quest to regain her agency. Mary's voice broke during her tearful testimony as she talked about the years she felt excluded from the family. Echoing Robin's later statement, she stated, "I trusted Kodie, but I see now that trust was misplaced." In a moment that enthralled the crowd, Robin Brown, Kodie's sole surviving wife, took the stand. Robin, who is known for her calm personality on Sister Wives, seemed startled and had tears in her eyes when she was questioned about her involvement in the Coyote Pass scandal. She acknowledged signing documents pertaining to the property, but she said she was not aware that Janelle and Mary were not included. She continued, her voice shaking as tears ran down her cheeks, "I trusted Kodie." Her emotional outburst, however, did not sway the judge, who pointed out contradictions in her account that raised the possibility that she was more complicit than she admitted. Robin's tears, which reverberated across the quiet room as the weight of the family's disintegration became evident, were the pinnacle of the courtroom drama. Despite no longer being connected to Coyote Pass, Kodie Brown also appeared in court, and her testimony fueled the flames. She talked about how Kodie neglected their kids, especially Truly, their youngest daughter, in addition to the property. Kodie's involvement in this case highlighted the larger trend of Kodie's alleged carelessness, as her legal struggle with him over child support and custody had previously garnered media attention. She explained how Kodie had been missing at crucial times, such as when she was giving birth to Truly and her life and that of her daughter were in jeopardy. She described a man who had become increasingly detached from his duties as a husband and father, putting his relationship with Robin ahead of the rest of the family. Kodie tried to shift the blame, but the judge, a severe individual who had listened carefully to the proceedings, was unmoved. Kodie's once confident manner crumbled under the weight of the evidence against him, and his testimony was characterized by evasions and contradictions. His claims that Robin and he were holding the bag on Coyote Pass because Janelle and Kodie were nags were refuted by the documented evidence that Janelle's legal team provided. As Kodie declined to answer specific claims, the judge's tolerance became thin. At one point, he dismissively said, "That's just water under the bridge," in response to a query concerning his words to Mary. The judge's countenance hardened as the courtroom gasped at his casual demeanor, indicating that Kodie's charisma, which worked so well on TV, was ineffective here. The trial's shocking revelations weren't limited to the claims of financial malfeasance. As things took an unforeseen turn, rumors of Kodie's arrest started to spread. Sources claim that after fraudulent documents pertaining to Coyote Pass were discovered, Kodie was arrested. Although the allegations were not fully revealed, there was a lot of conjecture in the courtroom that the forgeries were a part of a larger plot to deprive Janelle and Mary of their legitimate shares. Fans had seen Kodie as a gregarious patriarch for years, but the picture of him in handcuffs and being led out of the courthouse was a sharp contrast. It represented the demise of a guy who had previously controlled a vast family business and was now a defendant in a legal maze he had created for himself. The judge's decision was shocking and dealt Kodie's legacy a severe blow. The court decided in favor of Janelle and Mary, giving Janelle an incredible $415,000 in damages and directing Kodie to return their halves of the Coyote Pass property. The monetary fine reflected the court's conclusion that Kodie intentionally used his ex-wife's joint assets for his own benefit in order to marginalize them. The judge's comments were harsh, calling Kodie's behavior a calculated plot that violated the confidence of people who had developed a relationship with him. In addition to being a financial win, Janelle saw the ruling as a moment of justice and confirmation of her years of tenacity in a home where she had frequently felt ignored.